cockle-doodle-doo, a human chess piece, and getting spanked in the booty cheeks. What do these three things have in common, you might ask? Well, that's a fantastic question. Believe it or not, all three of those are only some of the weirdest jobs in human history. But that is only the tip of the iceberg. There's some really, really messed up ones. And today, we're gonna find out what they are.
The weirdest jobs in history. Number 7. Human alarm clock. Before alarm clocks were invented, people hired knocker-ups. Individuals who tapped on windows with long sticks or even shot peas at the glass to wake their clients up.
What? There's no way. Nah, that is the most miserable job of all time. These guys must have had to wake up at 4 a.m., walk through their entire neighborhood and wake up everybody. Not only would waking up that early just be awful, and it would make me want to vomit just thinking about it, but everyone in the entire town would despise you. And I'm talking like murder level. Nobody likes to be woken up. And it's literally this dude's job to wake people up.
They walked the streets before dawn, making sure factory workers and bakers got to work on time. Some heavy sleepers needed extra effort, so the wakers kept shooting peas until they woke up. Interestingly, some of these human alarm clocks even had their own knocker-ups to wake them first.
Nah, that's like Inception. There's knocker-uppers to wake up the knocker-uppers to then go wake up the people. It's like a never-ending system because then the second knocker-upper probably has their own knocker-upper. Wow, it's an endless cycle of knocker-uppers. Also, I don't like that term because that could be used in other ways that doesn't sound like an alarm clock. See, I call them cockle-doodle-doers, like a rooster, for example. Yeah, just buy a rooster. Just get roosters to go through the town. Why are we not getting roosters here? Why are we making people do a rooster's job? What are we doing? Anyway, let's move on to the next weirdest job.
Number 6, whipping boy.
What?
Being an English or French prince had its perks. You could never be punished. But instead of getting away with bad behavior, the punishment was outsourced to a whipping boy, a kid who got beaten on the prince's behalf.
No!
The idea was that watching his friends suffer would make the prince feel guilty and start behaving.
Hey! Yeah! What? No. Nah, there's actually no chance that's real. There's no chance that's real. So if you were like in royalty, you would never be punished? Oh my god. Oh my god. That would never work. That would literally never work. In fact, that might even incentivize these royalty kids to then do bad things because they might think it's funny to watch somebody get whipped. I wouldn't think it's funny at all. I'm just picturing Adam getting whipped. Okay, maybe it's a little bit funny.
Number 5, leech collector.
A
Back
leech
when
collector.
doctors thought bloodletting could cure anything, leeches were worth their weight in gold. That's where leech collectors came in. These guys made a living by walking into swamps and letting the little bloodsuckers latch onto their legs. Once they had gathered enough passengers, they'd carefully peel them off and sell them to doctors for medical treatments.
Ain't no way.
It was like fishing, except you were the bait.
Are you out of your mind? You know what's crazy is that doctors actually thought that that would work. There were so many like practices back then that were so normal, like bloodletting. They literally would just take blood out of you and think that that would help your body recover from whatever disease or sickness you had. Same thing with trepidation. Like they would drill holes in your head if you had like headaches or something to release the tension. And there were many other like weird shenanigans going on in the medical field back then. And I wonder today, like what we're gonna look back on in 20 years and be like, why were we doing that? Why were we injecting some, like, you know what I'm saying? Why were we doing bleebly blah 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 back then? But today it seems so normal. Back then it probably seems so normal too. Just gets you thinking, man. Because like I don't think people back then weren't dumb. They weren't stupid. It's just all that they knew. It's all that they thought. It's what they were told. That is crazy. People were getting the blood sucked out of them for a living.
Number 4, imperial human chess piece.
What?
Imagine standing still for hours, dressed in elaborate robes, waiting for someone to move you. That was the life of a human chess piece in the Chinese emperor's games. No talking, no sitting, just standing there, hoping the emperor wouldn't take too long to make his next move. And if you got captured, well, that's when your acting skills kicked in. You had to collapse on the spot, dramatically pretend to die, and then lie there like a defeated pawn while the game carried on.
Wait, I can't lie, like, that is definitely weird, but that's kind of lit. If you're like the emperor that's telling them what to do, you have real moving people chess pieces. That seems kind of fun, actually. I don't know about the whole taking 4 hours per game. That seems pretty long. Like, let's keep the pace moving here. But that actually seems kind of fun. Like, imagine you're the king on a chessboard, you know? That was probably like back in the day, though, where if you did actually talk, since it's not allowed to talk, if you're a chess piece person, that they might just kill you. Like, they were ruthless back then. And it would be like, if you do one stupid little silly mistake, you know?
Number 3, resurrectionist. Back in the 18th and 19th centuries, medical schools needed dead bodies for dissection, but there weren't enough legal ones to go around. That's when resurrectionists stepped in. People who made a living sneaking into cemeteries, digging up fresh corpses, and selling them to scientists. Some got so into the business that they skipped the whole digging part and just started making their own cadavers.
I thought that they were just called grave robbers. I don't know why they're called resurrectionists, but I'm pretty sure that's still a thing because a lot of people get buried with a lot of their treasures or their jewelry, for example. And so there's a lot of grave robbers that will dig up graves in the middle of the night and open up a coffin and just steal all of the gold or diamonds or whatever those people were buried with. This is a little bit different though because they're actually stealing the bodies to then sell to doctors. But honestly, I don't think that this is a weird job. I mean, I guess it is weird. Okay, I should rephrase. That's weird to do that. But it's to me, this is more just like unbelievably unethical. Like, what kind of moral values as a person do you have to justify stealing someone's corpse and selling it or dissecting it? Or, you know what? Like, that's insane. That's so messed up.
Number 2, professional mourner. Back in the past,
Professional mourner.
funerals weren't just about saying goodbye. They were mostly about the drama. That's why families actually hired trained professionals to cry at funerals.
Nuh-uh.
The more intense the performance, the more it emphasized the significance of the loss. These experts could wail on demand, throw themselves on the ground, and even rip their clothes for extra flair. Nothing says they'll be missed like a bunch of strangers bawling on cue, right?
Dude, I've been to a couple funerals. It's always sad. But like, you can't outwardly cry and make a scene out of it. It's always, like maybe a couple, a little tear wipey. But like, if you're making a scene out of it, that's rude, I think. I feel like that would make it worse. I mean, I also do kind of get it a little bit. Like, imagine, like, I'm just picturing me, like if I died and nobody cries. Like, I'm at my funeral, I'm sitting there in my coffin, one eye open, like, come on, someone shed a tear or something. Like, someone say something nice about me, please. And like, if nobody's crying or everyone's just like laughing and goofing around, I'd be like, bro, really, dude? That's so messed up. So I get the idea of like wanting people to cry, I guess. But if someone's like this, how could you? Chill, how could you take him from us? It's not that deep, bro. Chill. Oh my God. I don't know. I feel like it would just make everyone even more uncomfortable.
Number 1, groom of the stool.
What?
Believe it or not, one of the most important jobs in the English royal court was helping the king go to the toilet. The groom of the stool didn't just assist with the process, he also wiped the king and kept track of his bathroom habits. The weirdest part? This wasn't some bottom-of-the-barrel servant job. It was actually a super prestigious position, giving the king's personal butt wiper serious political power.
There's a hierarchy of the peasants. You can be like a bottom feeder peasant, a mid feeder peasant, and then, hold on, the tippy top of the peasants. The king doopy diaper. That is like the top upper echelon of peasants in the olden days. Wow. Imagine being so arrogant that you have somebody do that. Unless like, okay, hold on. If you're like old and you need somebody to assist you, that's one thing. But I'm thinking me, like I'm 27, admittedly, kind of old, I know. But back in the olden days, I'm pretty sure 27 was like prime king age. And I'm thinking for me, if I had somebody document all of my poops, the sizes, if they're like Fruity Pebbles or if they're like logs, wiping me, I'd be like, bro, I'm good. I got it. You go do it. Literally anything else. You go do, I don't care what. I got it. I'm a grown adult. I can poop myself. How did this ever happen? But you know what? If it's what they wanted, like it seems like whoever was the poopy wiper enjoyed their job and felt privileged to have it. So good for them, I guess. But apparently that is the weirdest job in all of human history. If you guys enjoyed today's video and want to see some more just like it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and click right here.